Welcome back to Copperhead Concepts. Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. And today we're having a look at the Steyr M9-A2 MF. Go ahead and do a quick little safety check here. Empty magazine and empty chamber. Now, for simplicity's sake, I'm only going to be referring to this as the Steyr M9 or M9-A2, as M9-A2 MF is a bit of a jumble. Now, I love Steyr as a company. I think they make some fine weapons, great platforms, and this is one that I have carried for many years as both my duty weapon, working as a government contractor, and also as my open carry and concealed carry when I'm allowed to wear bigger coats and have the under the armpit holster. This is actually the second generation of this platform as annotated in the A2 of its designation, and the MF standing for modular frame. In the box, you will be given 2 magazines and a set of back straps and side plates. These side plates are used to customize the frame to your particular grip, whether you have large hands or small hands. In my particular case, I have it set up a little uniquely in that I have a larger side plate and back strap for my beefier hands, but one of the smoother side plates on the left-hand side for my support hand, so I can get a little bit closer and get a little bit better of a purchase on the handgun. I love this gun. I've probably put a couple thousand rounds through it and had next to no issues. I say next to no issues because the only times I've ever seen it jam or malfunction is when I've let someone else shoot it. So I'm just gonna chalk that one up to user error. Man, I'm thirsty. It's a good thing I have Dubby to quench my thirst and give me a boost of energy without the crash. It contains vitamins, natural ingredients, and neurofactor. Neurofactor is a neurotropic ingredient that increases brain function and reaction times. So get yours today. And don't forget to use code COPPER10 to get 10% off your order. Now back to the video. Now, another interesting feature about the Steyr M9 is the use of prism sights. Prism sights differ from your traditional and much more common 3-dot sights in that your front sight is a triangle or pyramid, and your rear sights are 2 diagonal lines. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but after a couple of months, couple of shooting sessions with this, I actually prefer it over your traditional 3-dot sights. And the reason being, the type of sight picture that prism sights present is supposed to make the shooter more pinpoint accurate, focusing on a tip instead of just a circle or a dot. In the hand, the Steyr is incredibly comfortable, especially when paired with your preferred back straps and side plates for your particular hand. The grip texture is aggressive, but it's not uncomfortable. It's not going to chew up your hand. And it really locks your hand onto the frame. One of the biggest complaints I've heard about the Steyr M9 is the trigger. It has a little take up and then a nice crisp break, but it is still just a standard 5 to 5.5 pound trigger pull. A lot of people, one of their complaints about the trigger is that you can't hear or really feel the reset. I'll go ahead and reset that right now. That tiny little click, that was the reset. When you're shooting, you almost don't notice it at all. But the reset is very, very minimal on the trigger. You don't have to go far at all before the trigger is fully reset. It doesn't take much movement at all to get your double taps. I see this as kind of a non-issue. It's very minimal. It's really kind of just nitpicky at this point. The Steyr A2 MFs come in 3 varieties: the L9, the M9, and the C9. The L9 being the longest, C9 being the shortest. The longest, I think, has a 4.5. The M9 has a 4, and the C9 has a 3.5 inch barrel. These come in at around $600, I believe, MSRP, which honestly, for what you're getting out of this and the quality is, I think, fantastic. The only downside is mags are a little hard to find and they're not cheap. They're about 50 to 60 bucks depending on where you get them from. That's enough yapping. Let's get shooting. 4.31. .41. Now the Steyr comes standard with 17 round magazines or 10 round magazines if you live in a less free state. The trigger actually does not have much take up at all. Just a little tiny bit of take up and then a nice crisp break. The recoil impulse, because of its low bore access, actually makes it a really comfortable gun to shoot. And it keeps it nice and flat for follow-up shots. The reset on the trigger is very light. You almost don't even hear it or feel it. Since the travel is so minimal, it honestly is not that big of a deal. One thing I do wish the Steyr offered out of the box is it's unfortunately not arm already. That might be something I add on to it later on. Maybe even a trigger upgrade as well. But bone stock, the Steyr M9-A2 MF is an absolutely fantastic handgun. Overall, I love the Steyr M9. It is absolutely a blast to shoot. Love to shoot this. It is comfortable. I love to carry it. I loved it as my duty gun. And it's really unfortunate people will sleep on this because they just don't know about it. They don't know anything about Steyr weapons outside of the AUG. And I admit, I was one of those people until I saw this on YouTube. But let me know what you think about the Steyr M9 in the comment section down below. If you like my content, want to see more of it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and share this video with your friends. It really helps the channel to grow. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.